does website hosting have to do with search engine optimization? Okay, website hosting is the backbone of your digital business. And this is what I want to really hammer in this webinar today, that if you haven't thought about it, this is the time to think about it. WordPress is the most used and best, in our opinion, content management system for SEO. What that means is we install a content management system called WordPress on your domain name, and then we build that content management system into a website and then install the necessary plugins in order for you to be optimized for your search engine optimization. Those plugins we make sure that the plugins have the proper title tag, the proper meta description tag, and the proper body text with keyword density of 3 to 5%, meaning if there's 100 keywords, your keyword is in there 3 times. If there's 300 keywords, it's in there about 9 to 15 times. But we make sure it's not what's called keyword stuffed, where we have 20% keyword density. That does not work. So the idea, we recommend WordPress for that and installing the plugins properly. And we specialize only in managed WordPress hosting. And WordPress has a core software and plugins that have to be updated to prevent hacking. And we actively use another plugin called WordFence to let you know when your site needs an update and proactively update it and test it for you. So I want to just talk about that. This bullet is very, very important for a website, what's called managed WordPress hosting. Wherever you are, whoever you host with, you have to ask them these questions. This is like a little bit of an audit for you just to think about for your digital backbone, we'll call it. So when you have a WordPress site that is not patched, what happens is WordPress, just like your iPhone, you will have updates on the software, and you have to update the software in order to have the most recent security patches, because in those patches, they discovered a vulnerability, and that's where hackers can get in and hack the site and do bad things, where they could steal your information, they could download malware to your end user, they can just mess up your site for the fun of it. But there's a whole market around selling these hacks. WordPress hackers have databases or lists of sites that are hacked or have vulnerabilities. So what happens is, as soon as that vulnerability is known, we know about it through WordFence, and we patch it, so which makes your site secure, and we do a test to make sure it's secure. And we've literally, in our whole business, a whole history of business, which you just learned about, have only been hacked a handful of times. And the reason why, maybe once every 2-3 years. And when we have it, we know about it immediately because of the WordFence, but we test it. And if there is something that got in there, we do a clean version of the site, brand new version of the site with all the data, with what's called the last known good backup. It's a last known good backup, but it's a clean version of the site. And we install any content updates to make it secure when it's secure again. So the point I'm getting at is you have to be on this. If you don't, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And if your site is hacked, you will be decimated in SEO. It's like your website going down, but worse. You have to actually apply to let Google know that you fixed your site. It's a whole process. And the whole time you're down, you're not being indexed and you're just deleted from Google. So it's imperative for SEO, because it takes years to get there, and then one hack could take it down for years. It's really, really serious. And here at our company, we back up your site 3 times, and the rare event it gets hacked, we use the last known good backup and have it running in moments. Again, a hacked website tanks your rank by blacklisting it, and it will stop traffic. And other hosts don't even touch a website in the event of a hack. It's very rare that you get hosts that do that. And it's hard to even understand what's happening with a hack. It's really almost impossible to fix. You have to go back to an old version of the site because you don't know what happened to it. There's so many lines of code, so much in there, that it's easier going back to a clean version, patching it, and then redoing the content. And every site on our servers is managed, and this leads to that what's called safe neighborhood, IP neighborhood, Internet Protocol address. It's called IP neighborhood. So the sites that are on or around this IP neighborhood are safe, and that's a big deal for the credibility. So what's the difference between SEO and ads? And we talked about this a little bit last week, and we're just going to use this as an example for one of our gas clients. It's a specialty gas client. So this search here, and I'm going to just read what's on the left here. Frank B. Robinson once wrote, "Advertising is educating the public to who you are, where you are, and what services you have to offer. The only person who should not advertise is the one who has nothing to offer. When you look at a search engine result and see the word ad next to the listing, that means it's an advertisement. 85% of people don't click on the ads when they're searching on Google. And I'll tell you why in a minute. The most effective modern form of advertising is search engine optimization. And you got to ask yourself, where do you go to find something when you look for a service? Most of us go to our phone or to our computer, go into a search engine, usually Google, and type in the keyword set, and boom, what pops up? And this is a sample search. So I did the search of seedling delivery, Alpine, New Jersey. So this is for gas, oil, diesel, and this is a gas client. What happens here, these are ads here. So again, people don't trust them because if it's easy, everyone does it. I can throw a credit card down and I could be serving for ads instantly. As soon as my budget is gone, my ad disappears, and what shows up are the organic listings. And basically, this is an example of what's called a featured snippet, which I think is way even better than an ad, because it's showing that this company, our customer, SOS Gases Inc., that they're doing all the right things and that they are the featured company about people looking for acetylene in Alpine, New Jersey, in that town. And we're going to explain how that happens in a minute. What's the difference between SEO and ads? Continue. Again, once your ad budget runs out, your ad disappears. Although ads may be necessary when starting in order to get some initial traction, as your rank increases, you can stop paying for ads for keywords that are ranking high organically. But you have to track your ranks. That means, so you might start and say, hey, I have 10 keyword goals. I'm going to pay for ads for all of those. But then all of a sudden, 6 of those keyword goals are ranking at number 1. Now I can remove those 6 from my paid efforts. And then I'm only now looking for 4. We've done this many times where we had one customer start with an ad budget of $500,000 a month. And by the time within 18 months, we got them down to $2,500 a month paid ads and tripled the revenue. That company was just sold to another big brand, and really great success story for us. It was a really, really great thing. So many agencies don't have the experience on how to properly perform organic SEO. So they sell people on ad management and the fee that is percentage of the ad spend. And this is, to me, whatever. Everyone has their own way to run a business, and if it works for them, God bless them. But we don't recommend that. Okay. SEO, provided you continue the content development with quality links and traffic, will always index. And there's no tricks here. There's no, really don't need to worry about Google algorithm changes, because you're doing all what's called white hat efforts. And SEO acts as a 24/7, 365, and it's always up. So meaning that it never disappears. There's no budget to run out. And you're showing up when people are actually looking for the service when they need it. And I wrote here, but wham, there you are. You're right there. You're driving down the street and you're like, I need a roof for my house. I'm going to type in roofing, and boom, a big billboard pops up. That's what's happening here. Or in our case here, I'm going to type in heating oil in a certain town, and boom, a big billboard pops up, and we're right there. And we're going to talk about how that happens. So a billboard, again, may be seen 10,000 times a day, a real one on the street, an outdoor advertising billboard, but only 1 out of that entire audience actually needs that service. And the price you pay for the billboards is obscene. I know around here, there's one billboard at $7,000 a month, which is amazing. I don't know. It's amazing. So I'd like to see the return on investment of that. So how many times have you purchased from a billboard, a print ad or a television or radio ad? How many times have you purchased after a Google search? These are questions to ask yourself. So this is another sample of one of our clients. This is a Mason. And when you type in Mason, Alpine, New Jersey, just using that term because it's an affluent area around here. So this is an example. So what happens is when we type this in at different times, this is different times a day, we have here, there's 2 ads. This ad here and this ad here. And then these are the organic ones right here. So this is our customer, Lovato.com. You type it in another day. So this ad still shows up. This guy or this company's ad ran out. Their budget ran out. So they disappeared. They're gone. So now this is right here. This is the company right here. Now you search it again another day, another moment later. And what do you get? You get them at the top because both of their ads ran out. This guy, these people, and this people. And this is another day. So we type it in again. And here's this one again. So this company here, which is great. An ad shows up number 1. But boom, a moment later, that ad budget ran out and the organic is there. And ask yourself your own behavior. What is the behavior of yourself or people you know or your customer base? Where are they searching? And from my experience with people that I've asked this question, and just statistically, it's usually a search engine on their phone.